We're so happy that you were able to come out a little earlier tonight so that we would be able to get to the holiday concert, winter concert. Can we all stand and pledge allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you very, very much. Just a couple of items of business. First is the minutes, and we have everything over here at this table. I'm sorry, it's a little switcheroo tonight. And please sign the attendance. But I'd like a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting. What? Yes. Okay, Julie. And a second? Okay, got it? Awesome. And now I'm going to turn the time over to Jean Marie.
I have the treasurer's report for November. If you don't have it, there are copies over on the side. If you take a look, we have our opening balance of $2,240.06. We have some wonderful income from the concessions at Sing, some holiday fare, 50/50, t-shirts, raffle baskets, membership, thank you, more membership, and even interest from the bank, which is pretty good. Okay, with a total income of $2,225.27. Our expenses were some for the holiday fare, concession for Sing. We voted on the Glee Club donation and gifts for staff, and it was, oh look, I wrote over it, $774.99. Okay, and our closing balance was $3,690.34. Okay. May I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
Motion to accept.
And a second? Thank you. Okay. Now, important. We have 3 donation requests.
And I apologize, one came in today, so that's why I didn't put it on the agenda.
Throwing everything on the floor.
I'll hold that for you.
I've got it. Okay. First one is for girls junior varsity basketball. They to buy gear, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and the request is for $300. All in favor? Any opposed? None opposed. Okay. The next one is for girls varsity basketball, again for $300, and this is for a Martin Luther King weekend holiday tournament for the refs and the fees to be in the tournament. Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, we got another one. And the last one is for the color guard for $300 also, and they would like to purchase performance flags for events like the holiday show, the international festival. Okay, and they would be New Dorp colors. There's a couple of different flags listed. That would be for $300 also. So we have all in favor? Any opposed? No? Okay, then we're good.
Thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. Yep. And Danielle, Lillian, do you have correspondence?
Yes, quickly.
Yes.
I have a thank you note from our wonderful parent coordinator and her husband, Andrew, thanking us for our gift cards because she volunteers so nicely to do paint night with us. She wrote, thank you so much for the gift cards. We love instructing paint night and working together. Love Danielle and Andrew. Also, just to put a reminder about on January 26th, I don't know, the flyers aren't there. There will be a parent symposium at the UFT building for special needs parents for special education. It's the UFT building. You can contact Joan McKeever Thomas. And on that note, also, she finally just did announce Joan is officially retiring. February 28th will be her last day. She's been with us,
Long time.
got to be 50 years. So she's a really wonderful woman. She does the parent conferences in October for us, too. Just let you know that.
Thank you so much, Lillian. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the time over to our first guest speaker, Katie Cole. And Michaela, are you going to join? Awesome. And many of you might remember Katie from last year. She came and visited us a couple times, and we're so happy you're back. And hopefully you'll be back again next year.
And we're so sorry that we're not going to be able to do a circle.
But we will
have
next
two
time.
great questions. Yeah, so the restorative justice at New Dorp it's an umbrella of a lot of things that I know you're gonna hear from the peer mentors and stuff. And then there's a peer mediation program that we're trying to start here too. And so it's a way to build community and to have people have connections and a sense of belonging, because that seems to be so important for all of us, and particularly young people. So Michaela's going to tell you some other stuff that we're also going to be doing, and then we will hear from our great people back in the back for the peer group connection. Do you want to say some other things?
Sure, I'd love to. Yeah, so restorative justice is sort of an umbrella term that's about building community, building connections, learning how to sort of communicate more effectively in a way where we can understand each other, what we're trying to say, and solve problems better. So that sort of includes the community building, preventative side of it, and the conflict response side. So on the community building side, we have some people in the back from PGC who will tell us more later about what they do. We've started a series of circles in the library during lunch. So we do 2 a day, 3 times a week. Mr. Artist Josh, who is working with us, can't be here tonight, but he's been leading those. So it's really a chance for students to come and talk about what's on their mind and open up in a way that there isn't always time for at other times during the day. It's been going really amazingly so far. So we're really excited to see how that continues to go. And then on the other side of it are things like peer mediation that are opportunities for students to help each other solve conflicts in different ways, in addition to mediations done by adults in the dean's office and sort of other restorative practices that are employed there. Circles, conflict coaching, things like that help students try and address their problems in more sustainable ways. So
and the guidance and the deans are working together because they're trying to they are working from a different paradigm. So many years, how many of us, like you're supposed to shut up and just do what you were told when you were a kid? They don't make kids like that anymore. So, no, it's a different way of looking at breaking rules and disciplining people, and it's more of an emphasis on relationships, still to be held accountable. But how do you let the people that do cause harm to others understand the impact they've had on others? So, because sometimes it can be much more punishing to have to actually stand in front of people and say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. And so it's a way to have accountability and to be able to at least have an opportunity to reconnect for young people and even staff. So, and New Dorp, even though it's such a big school, they're really finding different creative ways to really have that mindset come when they're interacting with students. So it's been a joy to watch. So thank you.
thank you.
Oh, okay. Ms. Beckwith. I'd like now to turn the time over to, are you going by
Ms.
Mrs.
Kutza.
Snyder? Okay, Mrs. Snyder.
And Ms. Kutza? And
Oh,
Ms.
yes,
Kutza.
Ms. Kutza. Yes, and the kids, come on down. Maybe just, as a lot of us don't-
That's what we're
Okay,
Don't
awesome.
worry.
Thank you.
So hello everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I am Casey Snyder. I'm a math teacher here at New Dorp, and I'm one of the PGC advisors, and PGC stands for Peer Group Connection.
And I'm Mrs. Kutza. I'm her co-advisor. I'm a science teacher here at New York. And PGC, as Casey said, stands for Peer Group Connection. And what it is it's a leadership course for the upperclassmen, the juniors and seniors, to learn the facilitation skills that they need to mentor the ninth graders so that their transition into high school will be easier.
And so throughout the year, we do a lot of different events. So our biggest event that we've had so far this year was a 3-day retreat upstate. We took kids camping. They did a lot of team building. So it was really nice. They got to really bond with each other and prepare for the year ahead. And our next really big event that we have coming up is going to be family night. And we really, really wanted to reach out to all of you because it's going to be in April. April 19th. It's going to be here at Newdorf, and we're trying to really tie it into autism awareness because that's the month for autism. And our students have worked a lot so far this year with the Horizon program, which is also in its second year, and so are we. So it's been a really nice team up for them to work together, and we kind of wanted to pay that back. So we're going to be inviting everybody. We're really hoping that you guys can help us spread the word. We're going to have phone blasts, social media, save the dates coming out soon. So if you could please help us, and if you have any questions about it at all, you can see us at the end, and we will be more than happy to tell you everything about it. But it's a really nice family night. You bring your kids, and it's just really, really great. Last year, everybody who came had a really great time.
And lots of food.
Yeah, tons of food, more food than we can handle. Everyone would know what up with. So probably don't want to hear too much from us. We think that it's better that you hear straight from the source themselves. So we have a couple of our peer leaders here, and they're going to introduce themselves and tell you how PGC has impacted their lives so far this year.
Okay. I'm Taina. I'm a junior here. I like PGC a lot. I should start by saying that. I feel like it's given me the opportunity to help kids and give them the space and the outlet to talk to someone that may not be an adult, and they can connect, I feel, better with younger kids. So I'm also another program advocate for that. I just like helping people, and I also feel like they connect with the activities that we do on Wednesdays. And I actually see my freshmen all the time, and they always say hi, and they're always like, "Oh, I love PGC." They do tell me that. And even today, we had them doing one of the activities that we did the first week with them, so you can tell they really enjoy it. And I enjoy it, and I think it's just a good connection because sometimes when you like think about high school, you can think that the younger kids don't connect as well with the older kids. And I feel like that's not true if you just attempt. And this is our attempt, and it seems to be working really, really well. So that's.
Can you tell us about the activity?
Oh yeah. So the activity was that they have to work together, and they can't speak, but they have to count from 1 to 10 without repeating numbers. And it's not as easy as it sounds, even though it sounds a little confusing. But they did it successfully on like our 5th attempt, but it still worked. So it was really good. And then they were trying to do it again after they had to take the teacher surveys, and they were successful.
So my name is Callie. I'm a senior here at Newdorf. So this is my first year doing PGC, and I can honestly say that it's really impacted my last year here at Newdorf so far. I had a really great high school experience, but I know that if I had had this as a freshman, it would have been even better. I think that the freshmen really like having people to talk to. Just coming in the morning and being able to ask them, like, "Hi, how was your week?" Just them being able to express themselves easier is it's a great thing to get back from them. If that makes sense. The activities that we do really give them just time to just be free and just be themselves and just relax, because it's something different here at Newdorf. You have like your English classes and your math classes, which are all equally important, but just having somewhere you could just be you is just really important. And having someone who's not a teacher, someone you could talk to, is just as important as well. So yeah, so I feel like just being able to connect with them has really changed my year here so far. So
So I'm Richard, a senior here at Newport. Honestly, these two summed up most of the good things about PGC. So, Ms. Beckwith brought up about 3-day retreat. It was honestly a really good experience. I don't think any of the kids in our group didn't like the trip at all. It was a really good experience. You can ask any of us here. We're basically all friends. PGC, because of the retreat, all of us know each other really well. We know how to talk to each other, and that reflect back onto our kids. I want to be really honest. It's not easy to talk to the kids sometimes because they're freshmen. They're just adapting to the high school environment, and sometimes you do want to choke them a little, but it does give you that little brother and big brother, little sister and big sister type of energy. It's you do hate them sometimes, but you realize they're still growing and you guys are still getting to know each other. And sadly, I'm one of the only kids that help with the Horizon program. I have 3 other Brian, Larry, and Joe. Horizon is a really good program. I really like working with the Uncle for Kids. I really like working with any kids. Honestly, it was a really nice experience. Um, I like to see that they're having a good time, that they're happy, even though I usually have to carry a lot of stuff. but it was a really good experience. I liked all of it, and I honestly don't have one bad experience.
So we're going to be recruiting in January. So if you guys have kids that would be interested, please let us know.
I have a question.
Yes.
So how do you just go up to freshmen and invite them to come in, or they just come voluntarily?
We do it by gym class.
Ah.
So our class meets every day first period. So the freshmen in first period gym meet with our kids every Wednesday, and they're always in the same group. So all of them are with a co-leader. So we have 21 peer leaders, and they have groups of about 10 to 15 freshmen each.
I have the biggest group. I have 16 freshmen in mine. So it's challenging, but it's
You
worth
have a big one.
We deliberately programmed freshman gym classes, first period and third period, where the PGC classes meet. It's all very strategic.
So how old do you have to be your children to be involved? They have to be
Junior or senior.
Juniors and seniors. So if your student's going to be, or your child's going to be a senior or a junior next year, they can apply this year. So yeah, January we're going to start recruiting. April we usually do the official interviews, and then and if you come to family night on April 19th, you'll even get to see more about how it all works and what our students do. Like you'll actually see these guys in action.
It's very impressive. I went up to a day retreat with them, and it was so impressive. These students put in a lot of work. You should be very proud of yourselves.
Yes.
We're very proud.
Anybody have any questions?
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Well, I wish I could turn back time and go to high school now.
Yeah.
So much is available, and we are really, truly are very, very blessed. I'm going to turn the time over now to Mrs. DeAngelis, who always has.
Yes.
Well, first I want to wish everyone, before I forget, a very happy holiday, a really great 2018 with all really great things happening, because that's the direction we need to go. I want to just comment about the PGC program. So it's something that I really hold close to my heart. It's something that I believe in very strongly, and would love to expand it over time. It's very expensive for us to run. I can't say it's not, but I think the outcome is going to be larger than the cost of it. So it is true what they say, and what's really funny what they didn't say, because I've been up to the class and I've observed the mentors, and I've been down to the gym and I've observed the groups. I even went to CSI when the freshmen and our leaders were all together at the College of Staten Island in a one-day retreat that Danielle just mentioned. So my last visit to the classroom, they were doing an activity the day after they had just mentored in the circles. And it's really funny when they sit there and say, I'm a little annoyed. The kids are coming late and they're checking their phones and they're not engaging in what we're doing. And it's really funny that they're saying the same things that my staff says on a regular basis. And we'd say as parents, put away your phone. Can you pay attention? Can you be on time? All of that stuff. So that piece is really, the leadership piece is huge in terms of them moving on to college and taking on leadership roles after high school. They learn a lot, and what wasn't mentioned is they learn a lot about themselves. They learn a lot about their strengths, about their weaknesses, about the things that they have to work on to be a better person, be a better listener, be a better communicator, understand people, and just being kind to one another. And you know that that is one of the things, I hope you know, that we try to do on a regular basis. And I think that everything that we have put into place, especially this year, where environment and social emotional needs are the focus of the school. So you heard about PGC, you heard about restorative justice, restorative, that's it. And just the whole atmosphere of the lobby, the monthly themes, and all of those spirit building type of activities. I was over there in the dance gym the other day. And if I tell you that our students that gave the party to the Hungerford students, they were literally in tears. They went out and bought gifts for all of the Hungerford students themselves. They were all paired up with a student. There's over 100 Hungerford students in our school now. We are really co-located. We're not really a site for them anymore. We're pretty close to paralleling the number of students that are at the main site. And our students used their own money, bought them gifts that they listed on their wish list. And if you would have seen these students running around so excited to get the ball they wanted, or the shirt they wanted, or the bow and arrow that they wanted. I don't know if I would have bought a bow and arrow, but he was very excited. But just seeing the look on our students' face as they danced with them and played musical chairs, it was just amazing. And that's what we want. We want everyone to understand each other, to support each other, to care about each other. And this is all part of it with the program. So I want to thank our coordinators that are here. And I just, it's amazing the work that the staff does, honestly. I want to remind everyone that we have after school homework help on Wednesdays and Thursdays. It's still very important. We will, closer to Regents, be adding more teachers in because we know that come closer to finals in Regents in January and in June, we need the help. So we will be adding more teachers. We will also be targeting in the spring semester those students who fail in January and need extra support in specific areas to get them through the June region, because that's really what we want to do. Small groups, no more than 5 in the group, with very targeted support in terms of the needs of those individual students. In addition, we have January regions. Most of them are for students who are retaking. So please encourage the students. You know, you're going to hear a lot of reminders, but after the holidays, we have to really get into gear. It's pretty close. And let me see what else. Oh, I want to thank the PTA for the work on the holiday fair and for always being there for us. I mean, listen, I'm here. This is the middle of my 20th year as principal. And the past couple of years have just been amazing, having a PTA that really is involved in the school, that supports the school. And I'm not talking just financial. That's really nice too. And I know that you kill yourselves to help raise money and have money, but just your presence, your involvement, your participation, your engagement here is just really remarkable. So I want to thank all of you because I think it's really important. So now to some of the not so happy things. So we're looking at data for marking periods 1 and 2 report cards. And we're not really happy with the number of classes that kids are passing. And we're not 100% sure what it is. So we're really analyzing it down to the student level. And you might get invitations. If your child is one of those students who are failing 1 or more classes, there's a very good chance that you'll be invited up to a conference. What we want to do is kind of piggyback off of the restorative work in a circle and have students become responsible for their own progress or lack of progress. And we want to get to the root of why they do so well in maybe 1 or 2 classes and so not so well in other classes, minus the fact that maybe it's 1st or 8th period because they come late and they sometimes leave early. But we really want to understand what's going on. So if your child is one of those students, there's a very good chance you'll be invited up to a student-led conference. And we're going to have a number of questions that we will ask the student, like, why do you do really good in Mr. A's class? What is it about Mr. A's class that you love, that you do so well on his tests, or that you do your homework or participate? And what is it about Mr. X's class that you're failing miserably? And what is it that is really stopping you from being successful? So those are the kind of things we want to do going forward, because I think hearing stuff from the students themselves is going to help us to help them. Okay. So we'd like the parents involved, because we just think that we can't do this by ourselves. So we need, and we know you can't do it by yourself. It's a team. So we have to do this together. So that might happen. So every year, if you remember years ago, it was front page news that something got out that the principal doesn't need any more gifts. I think that was the headline back in the day. It was like my 5th or 6th year as principal. And every year, and I'm not, saying it to brag or to exaggerate, but I got wonderful gifts from my staff. I mean, my desk and my was piled high. And it's all really nice. But let's be honest. Why do they have to spend money on me? You know what I mean? That's how I really feel. Like, I got beautiful scarves, and I got picture frames and candles and bottles of wine, and it was all very much appreciated. I really mean that. But I really felt like if we took the $5, the $10, the $15 that everyone spent and put it in a fund, we can help those families in our school or outside our school that really need help. So there were years where we raised probably over $6,000, $7,000 with the staff. We adopted homes where students live, male homes and female homes. We got wish lists from them. Over the years, we've bought flat screen TVs for the shelters where the battered women and children live. We have helped our families here, providing them with gift cards to grocery stores so that they can have meals at the holiday time. We have bought boots and coats, warm coats and hats and scarves for the families who need it and the students who need it, especially around the time of Hurricane Sandy. We did a lot of work with the families. So this year we raised about $2,500. We did purchase coats and boots for one family that we knew recently experienced a hardship. And then the rest of them, we asked for smaller learning communities to let us know if any families were having a hard time, to let us know, and we provided gift cards to all of those families. We gave them out, based on recommendations. We wish we could keep doing more and more. We're thinking of opening up this internal thing to the whole school population in case there's parents who want to contribute as well. So we're going to do that for next year. We didn't want to do it this year because we wanted to see how it went. We had a lot of new staff and see what they thought of it. But we would like to open it up because there's a lot of families, I know people that I talk to who say, oh, why didn't you tell me? I would have gave you, $10, $15, $50, $100. I would have definitely contributed. So we want to continue that. And in line with that, we also want to get the word out, everyone at home, everyone here, that if there is a financial need of some sort, whether it be dues, fees for a trip, senior dues, SAT applications, college applications, whatever the case may be, please do not shortchange your child because you don't want us to know that you're struggling. You don't have to tell the world. You have to just tell a guidance counselor or an assistant principal. We have a fund, we've set up a fund, we have money in the fund, and we will continue to raise money for that fund to cover the costs. And there's also funds outside the school on Staten Island that we can write to and try to get that kind of money to support. We're here. Please know that those opportunities will change your child's life. And if we can help, we want to do that. Okay? And that's it for me. Are there any questions for me? No? We're good? All right. Have a great holiday week. Enjoy the week. You have
How do you deal with a parent who doesn't act more or less like a parent? For instance, like a school trip or a school event, something like that, and parents are invited, but one of the parents doesn't act as I should say, as a parent. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking
I do.
about.
I do,
Okay.
100%.
All right, and what happened was, more or less, at the end of that event, I happened to ride up on the person involved in it, and I asked him what was the situation, and he repeated the same thing that he said earlier. Now, had I been in another frame of mind, I could have took that out of context. But when he said that, I could smell the alcohol on his breath. So I just let it go like that, and I made it a point to let my wife know to talk to you or whoever about it.
Right.
But in those type of events, how can we deal with that? And then part two of the question is, if that person has that type of jaded thinking, would this student or child have that same type of, eventually that will rub off on them? Or if they're in this type of environment where everything is culturally correct, when they get home, now they have to fight with that.
Right.
So wouldn't that have some type of effect
So-
on the child? So my question to you is, what do you do about it?
Okay, so in this particular case, and I'm aware of it, obviously, from the minute it happened or 2 minutes after it happened, because my staff all has my cell phone number and everyone texts me immediately. So a number of things happened. The first thing I did, I was at my desk at 6:10 the next morning, as I am almost every morning. And that morning, I waited by the clock to find the guidance counselor for the student. Because I got to be honest with you, my first concern is the student. Okay, I'll deal with the adults at another time. I want to make sure that the child is okay. And I also interviewed a number of teachers that morning. I was able to pull a few teachers in who have that child to see what their experience was with that particular student. And so that was my first concern. And that was immediate. That was the next morning. The other things, listen, I can't control people who don't work for me. If it's my staff and they have alcohol on their breath or they're mistreating someone, whether it be another adult in the building or a kid, I can handle that. Obviously, I have the right to handle it. I don't have the right to handle an adult, but what I can tell you is that adult won't be on another event or at another trip that's going to impact the lives of other people around. You know, I often have a conversation with parents and say, if your child is choosing to be disruptive in a class and to not fail, that's their decision. And we as a school community and you as a parent have to deal with that and the impact it will have on the child's grades or the child's future. But when that child's behavior impacts the rest of the kids in the class, then that behavior is more globally impacted. That behavior impacts globally the class and the number of students. That's kind of like the same thing. Sorry, it's probably my son. Call you back. So in this case, we're taking it from where it comes. Again, long time here as principal and then assistant principal. It's not the first time that I've been in this battle. And when I come face to face again with that person, it'll be a different story. But what I can tell you is that it's not always what you said, which is the behavior of the adult impacts the child. What I will tell you is that those children who, it can go that way, most definitely, and we hear it over and over again. You either like your parent or you totally polar opposite of your parent. In a lot of those cases, I'll tell you, and in this particular case, the students live here from early morning to late night because this is their safe place. This is the place where they're learning from the adults that are around them. They're involved in activities like PGC and other things that give their life value, direction, responsibility, leadership qualities, communication, all those things. So once it's on our radar, we're aware of it, and we go from there. So, and I apologize. And I thought about sending out a message to all the other parents that were around, but I'm always afraid when I do something so globally that not everyone felt the same way. Right. And for me to make a phone message or a written message and someone say, what's this? And then it goes to the newspaper.
In 30 seconds, it'll be on Facebook and it'll be
Right.
all
So that's
all
all.
the way.
Okay. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mrs.
Oh, one thing, so.
Yes. Yes.
Please, before you leave, please we have Modell's coupons. Tomorrow's the last day. And if you have any last minute Christmas shopping, please use it. You get 20% off and the PTA will get 15, I'm sorry. And the school will get a percentage. I would just like to thank our speakers today. And I would encourage you the next time, Katie, I'm sorry, it was because of time constraint tonight, but the circles are amazing. I know for myself, I've done it twice and I learned so much. It's just such an uplifting experience. So we will definitely get a time next year and we will do that. And I encourage you all to come because you would really, really, really enjoy it. I'd like to wish you all a very happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year, Happy everything, Happy everything. And December has no calories, so we're all good. And
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. And I would just like to, thank you. Yeah, my last year in the 50s, oh mama. Anyway, I would need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
And a second. Awesome.
Invite everyone to this.
And yes, and please come to the Christmas concert, the winter concert. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you all.